Yo YouTube, what's going on? In today's video, we're going to be talking about how do you remove hard inquiries from your account. Listen, as you guys all know, everyone's trying to make sure the credit is right and popping. Some of you guys may be looking to purchase a home, maybe buy a new car. You know, you have your reasons why you want to make sure that your credit score is up on the rise, right? Well, what we're going to do right now is today we're going to explore some strategies and some tips that you can use to remove some hard inquiries on your account. If you guys don't know, my name is Angikindslows Senatus, Angie for short. I'm a kid, a principal, father, and husband, and on this channel, I only focus on topics revolving around debt, finances, and strategies you can use to impact your family and move them into the future. If you like topics like that, make sure you hit that like button, turn on notifications, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get into this. All right, y'all, so listen, understand what this is. One of the biggest things I think people need to understand with hard inquiries is that you get a hard inquiry when you are, one, applying for credit. It's an intentional decision. It's a marker on your credit account, letting people who wants to look into your account, saying that you're looking to acquire more credit and acquire more money, right? In today's video, we're going to talk about the difference between a hard inquiry and a soft inquiry, which are two different things. So basically, a soft inquiry is something that you do every single time, Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, all the different credit resources. It's just really an opportunity for you to go into your account and get a general sense as to what's going on with your account. Also, if you have business with someone, that you have credit with somebody, they also could do a soft inquiry just to inquire about your credit for a particular reason. Also, institutions that want to know whether or not if you are a good candidate for a pre-approval may also do a soft inquiry just to kind of get a general sense as to what's going on with your credit. So if you get a soft inquiry for any particular reason, then you know that that's not going to impact your credit for any particular reason, because you are basically not necessarily applying for any new additional loan. Now let's get into this hard inquiry. Understand this: if you have a hard inquiry, then it's because you are attempting, or someone is attempting to get more credit and borrow more money. That's it. That's the only time that you'll actually have a situation where you actually have a hard inquiry on your account, which will impact your credit score. Now, here are the facts. The federal regulation says that the only time that someone can actually make a hard inquiry on your account is if you approve it, right? And that's important because no one can just sit back and go to your account and just say, hey, listen, you did a hard inquiry. No, you need to formally approve that you're doing the hard inquiry. Now, understand this. According to FICO, which FICO is what we use, what businesses use, what organizations use to officially and formally evaluate your credit worthiness, especially if you're looking to purchase a home or whatever the case may be, right? And that hard inquiry will count for about 10% of your actual credit score. So what does that mean? That means that there's a range in terms of the impact that it will have, and it falls within that 10% range. All right, I have another video where I talk about credit scores and the credit range and the impact of all that. I'll make sure I post it up here so you can kind of get an understanding as to what's going on with your credit in terms of credit impact and range. All right, but to be clear, new credit accounts as well as hard inquiries or whatever the case may be account for about 10% of your actual credit score. So to be clear, it's not really that big of a dip in terms of an impact in terms of your account. But if you're like me and I'm trying to live in that 850s, that 850 range, well, you got to make sure that if you're trying to really be meticulous with what's going on with your credit, well, you also want to make sure that those hard inquiries that, one, don't belong are removed. That's important. And then two, you also want to make sure that you have the highest score possible and that your credit report is accurately reflecting what's really happening with you in terms of your finances and your debt. Now, to go back to the point that I just said, that the only way that you can actually have a hard inquiry is if you approve it. right? So what that means is that if you have a hard inquiry that does not belong there, well, you need to make sure that you are going through and removing that hard inquiry from your account. Luckily for us, you can go ahead through the process of formally requesting from all 3 bureaus that that certain inquiries get removed from your account, especially if you believe that it is fraudulent. Okay, and that's just part of the process. That's part of the protection that you have as an individual and as per federal regulations. So if you see something on your accounts, first you want to make sure that you actually get your once a year credit report filing. You can also go through Credit Karma, which gives you a soft inquiry, and you can kind of get a general sense as to what's going on with your general credit from some of those free credit score agencies. You can also pay for your FICO scores directly through FICO.com. It's about $20 a month. I told you guys before, I have another video up here. I'm not paying for credit scores unless I have to. So right now for me, I'm comfortable with Credit Karma, but if you want the accurate score, your full accurate score, then you have to go through FICO. You gotta get that full report to actually get a general sense as to what's going on with your actual credit. So to go back to the point, you cannot remove hard inquiries that you've approved. That's it. If you're someone who requested and had a hard inquiry because you want some additional funds, debt, credit card, mortgage, whatever, then that's not going to get removed from your account because it's not fraudulent. Now, if you have a fraudulent situation, you go to the bureaus, you file the report, and they will promptly, within 3 to 4 weeks, remove that stuff from your account. Easy. Also, I want to stress as well, like for example, I just recently purchased a home. Well, if I chose to purchase a home, what happens with FICO is that you have a certain time frame to be able to, go ahead and get additional offers from various other credit agencies, and basically what happens with FICO, is that if, say, for example, you're applying for a car loan, they know that you could be applying to multiple car loans, car companies to be able to apply for a loan. So they're only dinging you one time in terms of your actual credit. Remember, it's only about 10%, but still, they're not going to ding you multiple times for each time that car agency or car agencies or banks are trying to offer you a loan as they look into your credit. If you're applying for a car loan, mortgage, you have about 30 days to be able to apply to multiple banks and multiple agencies to be able to acquire as to your rates. Lastly, I want to stress that you can't necessarily remove hard inquiries, but what will happen is that after 24 months, hard inquiries will automatically be removed from your account. So after 2 years, if you applied for a credit card loan or credit or mortgage loan or whatever the case may be, after 2 years, that hard inquiry will be removed from your account, and basically it'll just go away. So I want to make sure that I'm recapping exactly what I said, right? Soft inquiries do not impact your credit. Hard inquiries do. The only time that you can actually officially have a hard inquiry is if you formally approve it. If you did not formally approve it, then it could be ID theft or whatever the case may be, which is a ground for you to sit back, go to the credit report agencies and file your report to get those items removed, and go find an agency that can help you to figure out what's going on with your actual accounts. As always, stay hungry, stay motivated, stay focused, go and get it.